Alright. Welcome back, everyone. 皆さん、おかえりなさい。今日は210日目です。It is day 210. We're gonna get right into our topics here. Let's see. No, as in don't. Oh, don't. Learn more about particles and how to tell them apart. No, possessive, sure. And not prohibited. Prohibitive. Right, as opposed to not the emphasis. I wonder if they're going to draw a contrast with all the others. In this topic, we're going to learn how to strongly forbid people from doing things using not, and we'll also learn how to shorten our sentences with which use the possessive no. Shorten our sentence. Although these two grammar points seem unrelated, we will look at something they have in common. Both are easily confused with other grammar points that look almost identical. Okay, so they're gonna cover the other points. So na could be an emphasis. That might be a little confusing. And yesterday with the no, right? The specific no that I was thinking of was noun no, as opposed to the no for question when I was listening.
これは私のです。
Yeah, in this case, much like this.
入るな。
There's obviously other ways to say don't. This is the very casual one. Or the forceful one. Which one is this? The possessive use? Okay. Possessive use and noun omission. Right. So that's the one that I was specifically talking about yesterday. It's classified as a sentence ending particle. I don't remember when this showed up. N5 grammar point. As we already know, no has a lot of different uses, so it could be easy to confuse what it is doing in a sentence. Similarly, not has two different uses when it comes at the end of a sentence, which can also be tricky without context, right? No, 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 no. When a word has multiple meanings, normally we can tell from the context what is intended. But even without context, the grammar gives us a hint, right? With no, the meaning will be clear from what comes before it. For example, let's take it. That's pretty much what I was paying attention to yesterday. Now I need to listen for what the modifier is. For the most part, it was a verb modifier for yesterday's example. For example, let's look at how no can be used with nouns. それは私の携帯の時計時計です. Right, so this would mean it would be preceded by, I suppose, preceded by a noun and following a noun.
あれはお父さんのです。
This would also be preceded by a noun, so that's possessive. In this case, the omission is the noun omission after.
彼は先生なのです。
Yeah, and then this is the contextual explainer, right? Which was the one that I was thinking of as I was listening yesterday. And I mean, that's preceded by a adjective. Sensei na is the status of the teacher. We can see clearly that the possessive meaning and the contextual explanatory meaning are different due to not being added or not. That's fair. With verbs, it is even easier. The possessive no is a case marking particle. Yeah. So So we're talking about, as we've already learned, this means that it must follow a noun. Right? So it will never come after a verb or e adjective. So all uses of no after verbs or e adjectives are the contextual explanatory no, the nominalizing no, or the pronoun like no. Yeah. So let's think about this for a moment. Okay. Right. After verbs and e adjectives. Okay. It's funny. They clarified this. It's really well thought out because right as the moment happened, I think it was the previous topic, the part about no that I was mentioning was indeed the following day's topic.
掃除をするのが好きです。
Right? Because of nominalization
出かけるの？
after a verb. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
昨日飲んだのはこれです。
Right, because in this case, yep. All right. Nah, 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 nah. As opposed to no, 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 no. Well played. As we have learned, besides the meaning of strongly telling some to not do something, not can be used as a sentence ending particle to show emotion, right? Emphaticness, self-confirmation, or agreement. This can be a common point of confusion where there is little to no context. One rule we can remember is that the strong prohibition meaning will always follow nouns in their dictionary form, right? If you see not following any other type of word at the end of the sentence, then it will be emotional agreement sentence ending particle. Okay. I see the parallelisms that they're running here.
夜は寒いな。
Right.
いい天気だな。
Okay. Okay. So this also includes dot and des. Even with verbs, context and common sense will make the meaning clear in almost all cases. Besides this, when spoken, the tone is different.
ここで遊ぶな。ここで遊ぶな。
Okay, fair enough. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Yep, looks like siblings, little sis being a nuisance. Okay.
エミ、これは誰のスカーフ？かわいい。サチ、私のよ。それはベッドの下の引き出しだよ。エミ、はーい、これは紙？サチ、お母さんの手紙だよ。それはテーブルの上。エミ、この綺麗な時計はお兄ちゃんの？サチ、そう、タケルの。お兄ちゃんの大事な時計だよ。なんでそこにあるんだ？エミ、戸を開けたの？エミ、うん。サチ、戸に触るなって言ったよね。エミ、知らない。サチ、触るな。エミ、お姉ちゃん嫌い。サチ、私の部屋に入るな。
Okay. So Emmy is the little sis, I suppose. So who is the scarf? It's cute, right? And then Sachi said it's mine, so watashi no. So like I guess noun, the pronoun like, right? That scarf, um that's it's kind of this one's kind of where it's underneath the bed. So you took it from under that is underneath the not underneath the bed, sorry, the drawer under the bed. I don't know why that is the drawer under the bed. Like, I guess. Yeah, I don't. Basically, she must have taken it from the drawer under the bed, is how I imply, how I read this. Like, it's mine. It's coming from under the drawer under the bed. Like, or maybe she's looking under the drawer at the time. That this one was a little weird to me. And then you said, yeah, so and that, right? Or and this paper. And Sachi says, it's mom's letter, right? It's mom's letter. That is on top of the table, right? Then this really beautiful is this beautiful or pretty clock, sisters or brothers, sorry, brothers, big bros. Actually, clock, watch, mix, toke. And Sachi said, yup. I guess their brother's name is Takeru. Ne? This is a nominalization or a noun here. And I want to say, so this is the na for describing the watch. So it's his work watch, right? It's brother, big bro's work watch. Like, why is that here? I guess. Why is that here? Amy, close the door, right? Or did you open the door? Sorry, not close the door. I get that. I don't know. So this is where the question is, right? And it's preceded by a noun, a verb, sorry, a verb phrase. Yeah, why is that there? Yeah, takeru. It means like sure or yes, yep. And she said, don't touch the. I said, don't touch the door. Ureru. Oh no, wait. Don't. Ureru. Oh no, I thought that was sawa. Sorry, I got the read wrong here. It's ureru as opposed to sawaru. Obviously, I can still read the characters' meanings without having to be able to read the actual characters. Interesting. Ew. Huh. And it's written. How's it written? It's written without the re on the outside as well. Interesting. Oh, fureru is transitive. Or fureru has a transitive use, while sawaru is no, it has a transitive. Okay, so this is a little confusing. So fureru, I don't know if this is an error or not. I mean, like in terms of writing, not necessarily in terms of fureru has reru outside. This is sawaru. Sawaru is when it's written like this. So like so reru, right? Reru, and then this is sawaru. So I don't know about that. Unless I'm missing something with this ending. Maybe this ending. No. Wait. Unless I'm missing something here. And this is the quotation. Alright, quotation said. That's interesting. That's why I read it as sawaru, as opposed to what was this? Fureru. I'm not sure what they said though. I'll have to listen to it again. And then right, yep. Then not to touch the door, right? Like I don't know. 知らない. Let's see. And then yeah, and then this is sawaruna. Okay, I heard this part. Sawaruna. So I don't know about this. Must be a special thing. I'm not sure if this is a special thing. But yeah, this would be saruna. Sawaruna, which is what I heard. And then she hates older sis. Right. And then don't come into my room. Right. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Hear it again.
これは誰のスカーフ？かわいい。サチ、私のよ。それはベッドの下の引き出しだよ。エミ、はーい、これは紙？サチ、お母さんの手紙だよ。それはテーブルの上。エミ、この綺麗な時計はお兄ちゃんの？サチ、そう、タケルの。お兄ちゃんの大事な時計だよ。なんでそこにあるんだ？エミ、戸を開けたの？エミ、うん。サチ、戸に触るなって言ったよね。エミ、知らない。サチ、触るな。エミ、
Oh, I missed it.
お姉ちゃん嫌い。うん。サチ、戸に触るなって言ったよね。
Okay. That's an error. Yeah, that's an error. They do have 戸に触るなって言ってよね. So, this is a furigana error here. So that's fine. I mean, we caught it. Okay. All right. Now we get to the fun stuff. This is the fun topic. Something on your mind. Become more familiar with the ways to talk about thinking and knowing. Okay. Interesting. In this bonus topic, we're going to clarify two confusing pairs of common verbs. It's probably omo and kangaeru, right? Yeah. Specifically the words for to think and the words for understand or to know. Oh, no, osieru. No. Kangaeru, shiru, and wataru. wakaru. Sorry, wakaru. So we have wakaru. Okay, to think, yes. So think is omo and kangaeru, right? And then we have to understand and to know, which is wakaru and shiru, right? Which is a very important thing in English for me personally as well. I don't actually think that colloquial English, in my opinion, online colloquial English does a disservice in English as well. It's a very general. When they keep saying like I understand, they mean they know. And then when they say they know, it's most of the time people say I understand, but they don't understand. They simply know. To know a fact is not the same as understanding the fact, right? Understanding tends to impart some sort of comprehension, which lines up with Japanese. That's all. Watasu or wataru? Wait, wakaru. Sorry, wakaru. No, wataru. That's handing over. Wakaru and shiru has similar analogous things. To know is shiru, right? And then to comprehend or understand is wataru. I actually am unsure about omo and kangaeru, so that's good.
彼女は綺麗だと思う。私は飛行機は安全だと考えます。
Okay. I can't discern the difference other, like maybe something personable versus something objective. So it could seem as thinking of something like talking about an object versus a person situation.
昨日、そのレストランを知りました。
Right, this is about knowing a fact.
姉は日本語がわかります。
And then this is about comprehension, is how I typically see it. So, sister understands Japanese, as in like comprehend its meaning and whatnot. And then shirimashita is more like they discovered a fact that is not necessarily, it can be observable without understanding. Like, for example, someone could say 1 + 1 = 2, and they could comprehend that it's an addition problem where the sum is the addition of two numbers and how it can be used in different ways, or it's simply the fact that 1 + 1 = 2 without any conceptual understanding. So to know 1 + 1 = 2 means that the person doesn't know that 2 = 1 + 1, for example. Or if you add two different numbers, like 2 + 1 = 3, for example, from the idea of 1 + 1 = 2. So that's simply knowing the fact without comprehension. And then understanding requires conceptual understanding. So you can extrapolate or manipulate the understanding, right? So to understand a language requires that you understand how to manipulate like the conceptual understanding versus simply memorizing something. That's kind of how I distinguish between shiru and, or at least in my opinion. And that's where the English is, like you found out something. Like if you saw something, that's something you know. So in my oftentimes I talk about knowing and understanding because when you're online, I feel like there's a disproportionate amount of things people know. And they often are confused or, in my opinion, expressed erroneously to me as a form of comprehension. So when someone says, "Oh, I know how to beat this game," and I'm like, okay, so you watched a video on how to beat the game. And then they could mean understand. I actually have no idea because in my opinion, it's difficult to know what they mean anymore, whether it's know or understand. And then when someone replies after I say something and say, "Oh, I understand." And then I'm like, okay, so what do you understand? And they repeat what I said. That's not understanding. That's simply knowing what I said, right? So like when Emmy was told, right? When Emmy was told not to touch the door by Sachi, she said, "I don't know." Like 知らない, right? Not I don't understand and try not to understand. She probably completely understood what her sister was saying. Just feigned ignorance, as in she didn't know or pretend like she didn't hear her sister, right? So that's pretty much the way I define knowing and understanding. 90, in my opinion, 9 out of 10 times when someone says they understand and they're coming from online, they're usually referring to something that they know, not understand. Because most of the time is watching a video and then memorizing the video, like what the content is in the video. When I talk to people, most of the time they're telling me what they saw, not what they understood. So typically understanding would involve emotional, sentimental, any type of organization or manipulation, paraphrasing, right? Analyses of what they saw. So having actual thoughts regarding what you saw, not iterating or telling me exactly what was in the video, right? Like when I ask, what were your thoughts about the video? And they specifically tell me what was in the video, not what they thought about the video. Then they know what's in the video, not what they understand in the video. And it happens pretty often. Like someone would tell me like, oh, hey, did you see the video about this? And my first thought is like, oh, tell me a little bit about it. And they would begin to explain exactly what's in the video, not explain to me like, their motivations, why they're telling me I should, like, asking me why I saw the video or not. So typically then I would ask additional questions to try to understand what their intent was. Like, why are you asking me if I saw the video? What is interesting about the video? So then I can in my opinion, it is far more important to me that someone understands and I understand why they're telling me things and what, how it's being interpreted, as opposed to knowing things. I say this quite often. It's a very important concept to me, the difference between know and understand. I have no reservations that the vast majority of people nowadays who spend their time online know a lot of things. They know so many things, far more than I could possibly comprehend, because I spend a disproportionate amount of time trying to understand things, not know things. So like, you could sit there and consume more things than I have. And I have no problems with that, honestly. It's actually kind of really humbling and sobering how much people know, like facts and objectives and stuff like that. Like sometimes when someone tells me, like they look at my face and like, don't you know this? Like, don't you know this fact? I'm like, no, I don't. Like, should I know this? Like, what are your reasons for suggesting that I should know this? Can you explain it to me? Because I want to understand why you think I should know something, right? That's usually where that comes in. And then think naturally flows in, right? So I'm asking them, what do they consider, or what do they consider as factors of what they think is important to the understanding of the facts they know. So hence all four of these at the same time. And it's a really big deal to me. These pairs of words are quite important in English. And to me personally, I think in colloquial English, that has broken down quite a lot. Learning Japanese, though, that would be kind of interesting to ask language learners, especially English speaking language learners, for like Japanese language learners, if this allowed them to reflect upon their English usage. Because in my opinion, I haven't had any clear indicators that this improves the resolution or the nuance of their spoken English or typographical English, right? The texting and whatnot. In fact, most of the time, this creates a lot of confusion when someone says, "Oh, I know what you're about to say," and I'm like, "Do you?" Because generally speaking, when you say you know what someone's about to say, you understand them, right? You can't possibly know the future unless it already happened. Typically, the things you know is something that you've come across, as in you have witnessed it, in my opinion. To predict something, to predict what someone's about to say or have predictive power, that involves understanding. So you understood what they're about to say, or I understand you, therefore I may understand what you're about to say, right? Not necessarily know. You really don't know anything without comprehension. So at least that's kind of my stickler about this. Now I'm kind of curious how deep this goes in Japanese, or even in this topic, really. Let's break down the differences both in meaning and grammar. Thinking versus thinking about. Oh, okay. Is that how that works? Both omou and kangaeru can be translated as to think. They represent different processes. Omou is used for opinions, feelings, speculation, or desire. I kind of gathered that part for the time being. It is your psychological. Okay, so it is an impressionable. Okay, emotional impression. The quotation particle to is normally used with omou, which is also kind of. I think they're equally right now for me used with kangaeru, but you can also use wo as well. Kangaeru is more logical and contemplative. Okay, fair enough. It is about thinking over a complex problem for a period of time. The object marker wo is normally used with kangaeru, but you can use to as a form of consideration. Note that other particles or structures can be used with either, but we will learn more about this in N4. Exactly. It's the grammar point that I was working with in N4. And it's kind of a poop shoot right now with that particular grammar point. The to mo versus the to kangaeru. Knowing versus understanding, right? The differences between shiru and wakaru comes down to depth and quality of knowledge. Importantly, they use different particles and conjugation. Yeah. That the particle part I'm not sure about. And let's not forget that shiru is a do verb, right? Despite looking like a do verb. Say what? Oh, right. Yeah. They're talking about it's a godan, despite looking like a ichidan. It conjugates like, yeah, shite, not shite. Shiru is about clear-cut information, right? See, the objective, observable, it already happened. So when someone in English I treat English very similarly. When someone says they know, it means that they might have witnessed it. As in, it exists. Something is concrete. You know something. You know a fact. Obviously, you could also understand the fact, but generally speaking, the word know is used for observable things. Either you know it or you don't, right? It uses wo to mark the thing that is known, and will use eiru when saying that something is currently already known. Fair enough. I know you. That's you.
私はあなたを知っています。
On the other hand, wakaru is used for understanding. Yep, including why, how of things, right? Why, how. Not necessarily to a lesser extent what. Usually it's more like what in the context of why and how. Like what something is in terms of why and how. However, most of the time, shiru or to know is what the thing you know. So you know what. What is the thing you know? Why or how do you come to understand what you know? Right. It isn't about information, about reasoning, right? Reasoning, logic. Right. Logic is a part of reasoning, or it could be emotional or irrational type of reasoning. Significance, sentimentalism. Wakaru will mark the understood thing with ga, and will typically remain in the non-pass form. Interesting, to express understanding, because you're currently understanding and or continue to understand, right? It's interesting they didn't put it in. Oh wait, it says down here. Okay.
僕はテストの答えがわかります。
And it's in the polite, because wakaru may sound a little bit like it could sound a little rude, honestly. And then I was gonna ask about present progressive, right? Note that teiru is also used with wakaru to emphasize having got something. However, it comes up. Oh, okay. So that considers as rude, or potentially rude or impatient.
君がお金がないのはわかってるよ。
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't ever used this. However, I thought about it because it runs parallel up here. Yeah, wakarimasu. Wakarimasu is the way. I don't know about all that. Okay, besides particle usage, there are a couple of other things to be careful of with the shiru and wakaru pair when using the negative. Oh yeah, this is shiranai is more polite than wakaranai, right? Wakaranai because wakaranai means that I don't care to understand. So that's really rude, because like it's basically saying whatever, I don't care. Versus shiranai means I don't know. As in like I don't know, but I still want to know. Right. It's softer in the reverse. So when wakaru is deeper in level of understanding, its negation is also harsher, because if you understood, that's great, you have a level of depth. But if you say no, then you don't care at all. You don't care about the understanding. So at least that's kind of how I keep it straight. At least let me see. Let's find out. First, watch out for the fact that even though the positive state of knowing is shiteiru with teiru, the negative is simply shiranai, right? Like not shiteinai. Oof. Shiteinai. Yeah, shiranai. Second, when used in negative, the feeling can be quite different. Shiranai can come across as cold or very... Oh! Shiranai is the other way. Oh, no. Sorry. The other way around. It's the other way around. I totally got it backwards, which is what happens often. So I don't understand means that you're trying to understand. You're trying to understand, but you don't understand because you can't figure it out. And then the other one is I don't care. So it's the other one. So shiranai is the one that I don't care. It is a common thing when it comes to the negative. For myself, kind of a toss-up. I don't know versus I don't understand. I got it backwards. Let's see. So if I had to frame it, I know, then I don't know. I really thought it would be less severe. So like shiranai would be less severe if you say you don't know versus you don't understand. I suppose I don't understand has an element of trying to figure it out.
私は知らないよ。
Right.
あなたの言っている意味がわからない。
Perhaps it's softer because it takes more effort. Perhaps. So we'll go with the idea that since it is harder to understand, trying to figure something out comes off as less dismissive because they're making the attempt to figure it out as opposed to simply not knowing. All right. I see Paris. Oh no, I don't see Paris. That's Tokyo. Tokyo Tower. Sorry. I when I see a tower, I'm like, wait, there's a pagoda. There's a pagoda next to it. Actually, yeah, that's Tokyo Tower. What is this? And then Mount Fuji. And then we have the Shinkansen. I wonder if these. No, they're unmarked buildings. And then we have Statue of Liberty, of course. Have some games. Not a cat or a dog. Kinda hard to tell. Summer vacation, alright. So I gotta make sure I get this correct. Generally speaking, I don't care. How do you say I don't care? I actually don't I don't know if there's another way to say I don't care. Yeah. Maybe like using like Shinpai? No, but that's more like worrying. Huh. Think about that in a bit.
ケン、ナナは夏休み何をするの？ナナ、家族で旅行に行くと思う。去年はハワイに行ったから、今年は日本で旅行すると思う。ケンはどうするの？ケン、僕はお父さんとお母さんが仕事でアメリカに行くから、家で一人なんだ。ナナ、一緒に行かないの？ケン、うん。家で毎日一人でゲームをするのを楽しみにしているんだ。ナナ、ケンがとてもゲームが好きなのは知っているけど、毎日は危険。ケン、大丈夫。毎日って言ったけど、多分毎日ゲームはしないと思う。お母さんがいないから、僕が家の掃除をしてご飯も作るんだ。ナナ、まあ、ケンが夏休み一人なのは分かったから、時々週末に遊びに行くよ。
Okay. So, Ken as Nana, what are you gonna do for what are you gonna do for summer vacation, right? Or summer break? And then Nana said, I think I'm going to visit family. It says go to, but really, or go vacation, sorry, go to go traveling with family, right? I think. So this is emotional, right? I think. And last year we went to Hawaii. Right? We went to Hawaii Oh, because last year we went to Hawaii. This year we're gonna go. We think we're gonna travel in Japan, right? Or around Japan. What about you? Or how about you? Ken wa do suru no? Like, what are you gonna do? Okay. And then Ken says, me? Or in terms of me, father and mother are working. Because father and mother they went to the United States, working. I'm alone at home, right? Or I'll be home alone. That's fair enough. Then not on the site. Why didn't you go together? Like, you won't go together, right? Sorry, this is are going, not was going or have gone. Like, are going in the present, non-past, right? Then, and it's like, yep. I'm looking forward to playing video games every day at home. Or by myself, basically. 一緒に or 一人で right? Not 一緒に sorry. 一人で and like, hey, you know, something like, if you like to, if you play games, if you always play games, this one's kind of tough. Something like, did you know that, if you like, it's like the games you like very much, every day is dangerous. So like, every day is dangerous. Like, if you know you really like games, but every day is dangerous, like suggesting playing the game every day is dangerous, right? Like, as in, you should touch grass sometime. I basically just read this as go touch grass. But yeah, this one, so regarding Ken, right? And then this says very like games, right? The no, right? This is the noun, and then the games, the ones that I like a lot, and then kedo is but, like reason, but the reason is that every day is dangerous. Like, if you like games every day, and then this is kind of interesting. Did you know? Like, I'm saying it as did you know, or I know that you really like games. Oh, okay, that's a bit better actually. You really like games, but every day is dangerous. Yeah, okay. That's a little bit better. I was having trouble figuring out. Oh, it's because I was omitting the topic. The topic is her, not Ken. Ken is the subject. So that's where I kind of got. All I read was go touch grass. And then Ken says, it's okay. You said, like, I said every day, right? I say every day, but probably I don't know, or to saying I think I'm not going to, right? I think I'm not going to play every day. Mother, since mother is not around, he's gonna go and clean the place, or clean the house, right? Clean the house, and also he has to make food, right? I'll clean and cook too. Right? Won't play everything, I think. And then, she's like, alright, fine. Ma, alright, fine. If you are, like, I understand that you're going to be alone during the summer, right? Ken is referring third person. Maybe we should hang out sometime, right? We can go hang out sometime on the weekends. Okay, so I totally dropped the ball on this one because I wasn't inferring the right subject. Because I didn't infer the right subject, I kind of got lost here a bit. When I was listening to it, I had enough context clues to understand the sentiment. Basically, she was just saying, don't play video games all day. It's unhealthy, right? It can be unhealthy to play video games all day. That's what I got from it, anyways. Yeah, whenever I like lose track of something or lose track of the exact words, I basically paraphrase it to myself. So, like, here, despite losing track of this part, I simply knew that she was saying something about don't play video games, you know, you don't want to play video games every day. It's quite unhealthy. And then it was confirmed later when he says, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to play. I don't think I'm going to play every day. The benefits of understanding contextual, like, coherence. I'm not sure if that's how the little kiddos learn their languages, right? Because this is conversational flow, so this is a dialogue between people, which I tend to rely a lot on conversational flow. So contextually, when they're having conversations, you can often anticipate and figure out where you got lost in the conversation. When someone's like explaining something, that can be a lot tougher. Like if you fall behind on someone's explanation, you can get lost and it'd be very difficult to come back if the person doesn't talk in like a loopy way. I tend to converse and explain things in a loopy way where like you introduce A, then you introduce B, right? And then when you introduce C, you go back to A and introduce. So the way I tend to do it would be like this way, where the ideas are reinforced as it's moving forward. However, this is my particular way of explaining things, largely because when you lose a process, like a thing, it could prevent you from understanding the following things. So I tend to be a little bit loopy and going back to a point in order to make sure that they're on key. Now, when you're having a dialogue, your dialogue is back and forth. So typically you can pick up information despite falling behind on one or two comments. How complicated the discussion, if one's having a discussion, that's a different story, right? How deep the discussion is. But in this case, most of the time when I'm listening to dialogue, dropping a few words, even dropping whole phrases, is not enough to derail my comprehension of the dialogue, like the point of the dialogue, the reasoning of the dialogue. Now, in terms of reading it and then producing these words, that's a whole different matter. Nowadays, listening to people talk, with or without like English or the Japanese counterpart. In fact, I think it's faster nowadays to see the Japanese while the spoken Japanese is happening. However, I wouldn't be able to read it. So like I've been trying manually, personally, when I hear the dialogue for maybe the second time or the third time, I would try to read along. Like I would try to read this like in my head, kind of like going through the lip movement of trying to read it as they're reading. So that is a very important, in my opinion, is a very important output skill to normalize as a habit. In English, I do this inherently. It's one of the first type of training outputs back in elementary school and middle school, and then in high school and like college writing, reading like things you've written out loud can create a feedback loop for correcting and seeing certain things about your writing. So whenever this is why I play video games quite a lot, like story-based video games that are dialogue heavy and narration heavy, which is like, I read this. What will you do on summer break, Nana? Right? As opposed to someone who reads in their head, you can tell, in my opinion, it's a pretty startling difference. Someone who doesn't speak or do speech practice at all, how they would read this is, what will you do summer break, Nana? Like, basically like rush through it as quickly as possible, and it wouldn't be as dynamic as reading it. So what will you do on summer break, Nana? Right? As opposed to, what will you do summer break, Nana? Or something like that. You can oftentimes reading it out loud and prompt. And when it comes to like the times of min-maxing, like efficiency related hot takes, some people would argue, well, it's a waste of time because so and so, it's not important to increasing comprehension, or it slows you down in your consumption of knowing more things. Fair enough. Like, if that is your goal, speaking and uttering and reading speed and all of that, like speaking in general deals with the act of speaking as well. So I tend to try to combine all of these things. So I've said this before to various people. When I read someone's text, I have already done things that most people would find unnatural already, which is one of the behaviors that are unnatural, and it's often seen as exclusive to maybe streamers, for example, where they would read comments out loud, right? That is, in my opinion, in the Gen Z world, that would be considered something exclusive to streamers, or like people who are in live things, like live entertainment, where you would read someone's comment out loud while reading it. Millennially, right? Millennials, in my opinion, I'm not sure how Gen Zs learn in English or various things across the world and cultural differences, but generally reciting things, right? Reciting out loud was a common mechanic. It was a common output or habit. Reading out loud slows thought down to thinking about the words. That's one of the maybe like alternative consequences of reading out loud. So for myself, back in the day, reading in your head goes way faster. In fact, it can be jumbled a lot of times when you reading just in your head, and reading for knowing things as opposed to reading for speech. So for the longest time, I took that to heart. Reading while saying it, whether it's in your head, you can legitimately think of the sound as you're reading. So someone has asked me before, like, okay, so do you read it out loud all the time? Well, technically, yes. The difference is, are you reading to get to the meaning of something, or are you reading to hear the sound of it? You can do both back and forth relatively easily with training. So for me, I do all of the above. Like, whenever someone talks about subtitles, they constantly talk about subtitles. Like, oh, if you have English subtitles, then you're basically just reading the English subtitles and not listening to the Japanese, or vice versa. That is what tells me that people don't really, like, at least in my opinion, the ones that I speak to don't actually read for both sound comprehension and visual confirmation, which I do on a regular basis. The idea of being able to articulate words while also simultaneously reading along is, in my opinion, an incredibly underrated. I would say it's an underrated and underappreciated skill. So underappreciated to the point where it is an optional skill that is reserved to knowing that certain people do it, and it is unnecessary, like unnecessary and very unimportant or not important to people who aren't like basically content creators, right? In my opinion, I don't think that's the case. Creative writing have often leveraged someone's capacity to read and recite their own work. Oftentimes, I actually use this exercise in order to get someone else to evaluate their own writing. Like, when I read something out loud, like on stream, for example, someone would write out the message and I would read it. I would read it with as much contemplative effort as I can while I'm reading something. And while I'm reading that, it also allows the person who wrote the message to contemplate about it, or have the opportunity to contemplate about it. However, generally speaking, I would say 10% of people actually listen to their own message as I'm reading it. 90% of the time, they would simply filter it out and assert that their writing was largely understood. The alternative is to get the other person to read it out loud to me, or to iterate on it to tell me what they comprehended about the way they said it, right? That's kind of like writing your own story and then reading it out loud to yourself. Oftentimes, it can be very revealing how it sounds. Generally speaking, when I don't understand something, I read it back to them. So when someone says something like, oh, life's hard because school exists. And I would ask them, so if school exists, then life must be hard for everyone and not just you? Because you just said, right? You just told me life sucks because school exists, right? And as far as I remember, school exists whether life sucks or not. So then I would ask them, could you read that again and explain to me how you come about that conclusion? This is actually a real anecdotal story. When someone tells me like, yeah, life really sucks right now because school exists. And my first thought is, do you mean so-and-so? Could you read that back to me? Like, just really understand what you have written, right? Because that can help with better communication, or maybe a more nuanced understanding of conversation, right? Anyways, I thought that was interesting, where they covered understand. Though, so shiranai, I have to make sure I don't mix them up, though. I feel like I mix up the negative form often. generally speaking, I don't like using the negative form. Personally, however, in Japanese, I would have to appreciate that, right? I don't understand has eroded in English, so I don't know is, in my opinion, softer than I don't understand. I don't understand has become the colloquial use for everything. So like people don't say I don't know because it's harsher. Like it's admitting something basic. And then I don't understand is the unwillingness to understand or the confusion of understanding, right? So it's both. I don't understand has taken over I don't know and I don't understand or I don't care either, honestly. Oftentimes when someone says I don't understand, they are also invoking the idea that they don't care enough to understand. So this kind of stuff is like very, very murky when aligning. It's a really important topic, so I gotta keep that in mind on the negative sense. It's kind of interesting because this has wakaranai. I don't hear wakaranai as often as wakarimasen, right? Yeah. Or like using the polite form as opposed to like using tene as opposed to the casual. I see shiranai and wakarimasen far more than wakaranai. That's probably the shortcut I'm gonna use. All right, and I think that's a good place to stop for today. Let's see what's in store. Let's tease what's in store for lesson 7. Slightly more advanced linking and identification phrases. Oh, dake. I see some dake. Dore doko. Oh, we have our interrogatives. Our do. Te time. Okay. So all the te forms collected together. Or at least some of them. Still enough. Oh yeah, we haven't gone over that yet. Man, they really covered a lot. Covered a lot of ground. Oh man, this one's gonna be rough. I still don't remember Tari that well. It makes sense in context, obviously. I did hear she a lot more. Recently I've been watching a few things when people list reasons using she. Anyways, very important topic, and also it can be slightly confusing about knowing and understanding. Alright folks, that's a wrap for Bunpro today. I'm gonna keep the sessions like to an hour, between 1 hour on the hour end, closer to the hour end than the 2-hour end for the time being. So trying to catch up on some things from my recent vacation time. So that's a wrap for my session today in Bunpro. If you're gonna watch this later, arigatou gozaimasu. As always, feel free to follow along. You're always welcome to pick up Bunpro for yourself, give it a go, learn at your own pace, right? Or the SRS pace. Well, welcome to come on by, yap, discuss, talk about your deep cuts regarding Japanese grammar or analogous, transliteral or translational things between languages. This is my preferred way of learning things, and I'm certainly taking my time Generally speaking, if I need to remember any grammatical so remember that we're going over topics here, and the idea of remembering topics is to link together topics. If I'm learning vocabulary, I'm linking together vocabulary. So I use English vocabulary to associate with Japanese vocabulary until that Japanese vocabulary is sufficient to be used to learn other Japanese vocabulary. That's kind of how that works. So we all start somewhere, and usually I start with the things I know in order to create an association and an understanding link with the thing I'm learning. So if I need to learn a topic, I would learn it both in association with English and Japanese, because it's the topic that I'm trying to remember that is associated with the grammar point and the kanji and or the terms in Japanese that I already know. So if I already know them, I'm not there to try to know them more. I try to understand them more, right? Improve my understanding of the stuff. You know things through exposure. You understand things through association. So that is a very classical distinction. Like yesterday, Chern came by and he talked about how his first year semester, they were going over the basics and he knows most of that stuff. So he went on to work on other things, to know other things. In my opinion, that is certainly one way to go about it, because you need to know enough things before you create understanding and connection between all those things. And generally that's a very natural process to it. For myself, I often know enough things about English, right? About learning communication and conversation and dialogue, that I leverage what I know at any opportunity to understand something as I become familiar or to know the new information. So since I know most of this grammar stuff and whatnot, the way to create a higher level understanding is through the discussion of the topic, which reflects what this content is supposed to be. It's about topics. So the focus is to have understanding. So when I think of amo, right? Amo, angaeru. In order to remember that amo is more emotional, like opinionated, and kangaeru using to be contemplative, maybe like with the objective spin or a logical reasoning spin to it, versus like, right, shiru, to know something that's clear cut, and wakaru, a level of understanding that also involves reasoning, right? One, they're paired up in the sense of thinking about something versus knowing and understanding something. There are parallelisms that are drawn between them, and then I must rectify or try to double down on the distinction of shiranai versus wakaranai, right? And because those things are attached now, they're stronger than they were before. Whether you know those things, that's a different story. I think oftentimes younger, right? The younger you are, the less experienced you are, is about racing to know a lot of things, not racing to understand a lot of things. Not yet, anyways. I'm on the older side, so typically you want to take that with a grain of salt. If you do not know enough foundational things in order to build understanding, then one would rush to increase how much they know. Usually for my purpose, getting close to 40 years of life does present a lot of things that I know. Probably still not more than some kids nowadays. Like, I would say some 20-year-old that spend most of their time combing and exposing themselves to a lot of information. They probably know far more than I do, even now. Like, They could cover that 20-year gap. There's only so like right. Let's just say intelligence is not the same as wisdom, right? There's no shortage of information you can know. How you use it, how you apply it, and how you connect and provide adequate reasoning for all those things, that's a different story. So more than welcome to come on by and yap and have discussions about stuff. Sometimes I feel like yapping is more like sharing things that you know, versus when I say yapping, I mean discussions, like exchange of ideas, reasoning, contrast, right? Contrast, comparison, analytics. So more than that. Until next time, 皆さんまたね。見てくれてありがとう. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm gonna get up, stretch, walk around a little bit, and I'll be back for HanziHero. Thank you, thank you. Alright, folks, welcome back, everyone. 欢迎大家回来。今天是第563天。It is day 563. Alright, so I got one thing to update that I didn't notice. Now, I had to look back to how far this went by because it is a very subtle difference. And there weren't any patch notes, or at least I didn't see any patch notes. So within last month, it goes as far back as last month. I look back in the all the recordings. So they added something. There's a new feature up here that I didn't notice, and they did add the functionality of hiding the pinging and the labels. And last month, I spent most of my time doing this exercise where I would go through these, right? Go through these. So it didn't quite as, it wasn't as impactful because I did spend now that spend most of my time accumulating this queue of dictionary items, right? So now, I don't know if it's because I have dictionary items that the feature showed up. Largely because it's coincidental that I started adding dictionary when this happened. However, now there's this little toggle here that hides pinging and label. And label is the bottom part. So it's a translation, the translation label. And then pinging, you can hide the top part, which is awesome. That's like killer to me. So as far back as a month ago, so at the beginning when I started the dictionary, like our word discovery, that was added. So now I no longer can make the criticism. So they addressed one of the criticisms that I had, which is the idea of if I look here, right, if I go to my dictionary, since there's a infinite scroll on this thing and it has a larger resolution, it would be great if I could hide the pinging and the label, and now I can. So going back as far as a month, I could do this. Now, did I notice this little gadget up here? I did not. And usually I would spend about a month looking, like every month or so, I would look around again and reevaluate what's available to me. So, start of August, right? This is now the start of August. I'm back from my vacation or my anime convention. And sure enough, I noticed this thing up here. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't this used to be like light and dark mode and something else? And sure enough, this solves one of the problems. Now I don't necessarily have to like go over here, which I started jerry-rigging. Basically how I did my routine was I used this list, and what I did was I basically wrote on top of this, right? And one of the downsides of doing it this way is the text is very small. And if I zoom in, that would be one of the jerry-rig solutions. However, I simply just read it as best as I can with the text, and then eventually, right, this list will overlap. There will be overflow list. So what happened then is then I switched to a calendar approach, right? The last 50 items. And now I don't even have to do that. So now I can simply go to my curriculum thing, right? And have them on and off, which it's not, I wouldn't say it's like the most ideal case. The other ideal case is to have the hover separate from its display. So like on this menu, right, you would have these things pop up. So what happens is if I start writing on the screen, for example, if I wrote here, then I can double check by looking over it. That's something that I've come to get used to. So that's asking for a little too much, in my opinion. I think this is fantastic. It'll be sufficient enough. Now, the question is, how far does this go? I'm guessing this goes for all the menu system. Now, I wonder what happens when you have it off in the review. Right. So we'll keep these off, which is fantastic. The alternative, I do like how this is done here, where you see this, right? But you still have the thumbnail, which I kind of would love to have it this way. So basically, these would be off, but the thumbnail would still show up with the entry on this side, like kind of like how they did it for example sentences, where when you click on it, it would show up. So, yes and no. Now I'm kind of curious about, what if we go to the words and then look at the example sentences? Okay, so the example sentences still show the translation. I like this part. I enjoy this, and now there's also the aspect of not being able to see this, right? And then have it akin to the hovering thing. So it's a bit of a slight mixed bag in terms of the way it works. However, I still think is wonderful to have. So now I could do things like, I could go back to my characters, I could go to my master list, and now I can scroll through very quickly. This is how I've been doing it to upkeep my stuff. So lots of the characters are turning over, right? They're becoming mastered. And because they're becoming mastered, they leave the pool. And since they leave the pool, what I do from time to time is I actually just scroll through. I scroll through these characters and do a quick scan of all the characters. And usually they would be displayed this way, which could cause a reliance, right? A reliance on reading particular paths. But what I would do is I would do a triple pass. So I would read this way, right? This would be my scanning approach. Now, with that, now I could simply test it without any of the stuff. And oftentimes that does literally remove noise, right? I'm not it doesn't make it's not a deal breaker. I think many times people have trouble, seeing everything. So this would be the whole idea of subtitles. Oftentimes, you hear the comments that, oh yeah, the subtitles are there. So in order to force someone to listen or try their best, it has to be out of sight, out of mind. Generally speaking, maybe like the last 20 years or so of my life, I've worked on how to try to narrow my field of vision or field of focus, because one of my poor skills, or I had a very high deficiency, in my opinion, above maybe like below average selective attention skills. So over time, I've been training myself how to read and listen despite things being available to me, which is not the same as how many people approach it. They approach it in the literal sense. So this would be less distracting. It will allow them to focus on only the information available. If there's more information available, the distraction comes from choosing the most efficient way to get to the answer, not exploring the ways. So for example, one of the aspects of Duolingo that has often been brought up is the idea that someone tells me that Duolingo doesn't help them remember anything when active recall is required. Well, the thing is, Duolingo doesn't work on active recall. So you didn't practice that skill. Now, that doesn't stop you from actively recalling. So how does this relate to the displaying of the pinging and the translation? When this information is available to someone, there is no active recall being done because active recall requires an output, right? Active recall is an output process. It's output dominant process. So oftentimes one of the criticisms when someone says, oh yeah, a certain product doesn't teach me anything, or I'm still having trouble speaking or writing, I'm like, well, you didn't do any of the outputs. You're talking about outputs. Speaking and writing are outputs. So if you didn't practice outputs, then of course you don't do that. A lot of times, in my opinion, the impression I get is that people confuse or assume that sufficiency is proficiency. That's not the same. So like input may be sufficient to encourage output of something. That doesn't necessarily mean that the output will be proficient without the practice of output. Right? So the idea is, yeah, you don't remember. It's hard to output something when you rarely output it without the input. So for example, when you see this and now you're saying, okay, so what is the read on this? And then what does this mean? Now you're obligated to make a active recall. So that's generally why these features exist. I want to keep this in mind, is that it's awesome that these things exist now. And it's been a month since these things existed, which is neat, and I'll be playing around with this, obviously. Generally speaking, though, with or without this, I don't want to make it sound like this isn't an important feature. I think this is an incredible, important feature in the context of how youth or younger or even older adults, in my opinion, the vast majority of people, like more than 50% of the people I encounter, do the literal verbatim thing. It's very difficult for them to have control over their selective attention. They usually filter and selectively read and listen to things largely based on efficiency, and that efficiency is largely prone to whatever works due to established habits. So subtitles is a great example, and subtitles would be a great example for this too, because technically these two forms are a form of subtitling the character that you want to read, hence the size differences and whatnot. And usually when it comes to filtering, it's to filter out the person's habit of doing the path of least resistance, like this. So when Duolingo comes into the picture, for example, in my opinion, the problem that they state is not the problem that is causing it. That's the cause. So when someone says, oh yeah, I've been using Duolingo for a long time and now I still can't produce a single sentence. And I'm like, okay, were you producing sentences when you were using Duolingo? Right? And the person's kind of like, well, yeah, I slide these blocks with like words that, like, but did you produce the words? Right? So the idea is one must understand, right? We recently just talked about the difference between knowing and understanding. You can know a lot of words through input. Like, you can know all of these things through input, right? There is some semblance of output in order to create the connections necessary to actively recall something. So, a trick that most people do is to obligate themselves to do so. And I admire that there is flexibility in that now. For myself, probably not as significant as it may seem, because generally speaking, the skills that I worked on have a habit of delinearizing this. So, like, if I see this, do I see this and this? Well, yes and no. Yes and no, right? If and when I choose to do so. Compulsory, efficient, min-maxing type of approaches would create crutches. That's what the crutch is. Like, subtitles become crutches when you can't filter its like use. So actively removing the subtitles will enforce and obligate the person to engage in a form of output that allows one to apply what they spent a lot of time inputting. For myself, it's a modest difference. I usually spend a lot of time outputting things that I learn, right? Anyways, pretty neat. Underappreciated. So now I'm going to turn these off and see how they affect the display for the review or lessons. Also, it looks like the character coverage was redistributed. Originally, it was like I think originally these were these were rounded numbers. I would have to go back. It's like 300, 300, right? They were like all 300s, and then this was 1200 and 900 or something like that. I think they redistributed this because of the change in curriculum, or like the changing curriculum of HSK. So now all these numbers are like weird numbers. It's interesting that HSK 2 has fewer characters, but these got redistributed. I basically took a time to look around to see if anything else changed due to the curriculum update, right? There was a curriculum update recently. That's why we have lessons again. And over like 100 vocabulary words were added, probably to complement the characters that do not have any words attached to them. So we might have to thin out our dictionary at some point if we encounter redundant things. I don't know they retroactively remove the dictionary things. So that's also one thing we have to take care of. It's super exciting. I absolutely love when things get updated. That was the whole intent, right? Wanikani is no longer in the stream cycle. However, I do intend to update or follow up on all their updates. Obviously, developers take time to update things. It's refreshing to see an update to HanziHero for quite some time now. Hence, giving it some proper attention. Now, I didn't look at the settings to see if there's anything else. I should take a look at that sometime. Today, we're just gonna go over our lessons, which is largely all vocabulary. 3 characters were updated to reflect more colloquial applications. And that's it. Let's get into our lessons.
侦探
Okay, so it only affects the display in the UI. It doesn't obviously have some weird interaction with the lessons display and the review display, which is expected, right? So that new hiding, pinging, and label is going to come in handy, because from now on, right? Let's go back. From now on, I will be doing certain revisions and whatnot, and character studies and dictionary stuff on this page, which is far more accessible and also makes me squint a lot less. I've been getting some severe eye strain from the way I was doing it this way. Although it does kind of obscure, like it really challenges me to know the shape language of all of these characters. However, legibility is also important because I did start seeing a weakness in some of my character strokes, as in I would miss a few elements here and there, largely because they're so squished, right? Anyways, let's go back to our lesson. More on that later. We're gonna, because of the curriculum update, we're gonna go through the lessons through word discovery. And my word discovery is basically my lessons now. So they're one and the same. And word discovery is no longer the same process anymore. My process of understanding a word deals with understanding the ties of the characters with the words. So we no longer do the thing where, oh, okay, well, that's a word now. Or that's, that's all we know. So we're just gonna have to memorize it or something. We're not in that state of mind anymore. So typically these things take a lot longer, and then we're going back to reading sentences. That's kind of a nice little swap up. All right. Anyways.
侦探
So 侦探. Do I have this? No, I don't. 真 is weaker, on the weaker side. Largely because the right hand doesn't quite look like Jen. Just kidding, it does. This part is loyal. Jen for loyal. And then the person that is loyal is the scout. That's how I would go about it. And then tan is search. This part doesn't look like tan. Tan is not this. It's shared. So this is one of the special ones because of the walking crown. Oh, it does affect the display here though, right? Oh, yeah, Shen, Tan, and Han. There's no relation to any of them. Actually, I think Tan is the strongest. Shen is second, and Han is. This one's tough, like really tough. Anyways. So if we have someone who's scouting and searching or seeking out, you have a detective, or to do detective work, both. Okay. So 他想当一名侦探. So the role wants, so 想 wants the role of becoming, right? So this is basically becoming altogether, and then detective. 一名当一名
他想当一名侦探。
侦探。这都电影是侦探片 which is a film. 真部 not 真都真部。
这部电影是侦探片。
这部电影部 is a counter for movies. 那丽 or 李那丽侦探很聪明。
那位侦探很聪明。
wait. Hold up. Wait makes sense. I think this might actually be a special read. No, it's not. I'm kidding. That's position. How do I get it mixed up with Lee? Lee is stand, right? Lee is stand. It's from guard. Lee. This Lee. So I screwed up here on the read. Right, this is Lee. Wei is the position for the person. Wei is a counter, or it's in the counter position. So the detective position, the position of detective.
侦探、积攒、
积攒，accumulate, 积, right? Accumulate and then 攒, which is also accumulate. Okay, double accumulate. I feel like I've added this in the dictionary. Possibly. 积攒. So this is the other 攒. So we have two 攒s. This 攒 there with accumulate. There's also 攒, which is what? I wanted to say it's praise, but I don't think so. There are multiple T's as well. And this is also This is J. Hang on. What is how does this relate to praise? It's not related. Oh yeah, it is related. Right, done. The double done. Yep. Okay. So that's fine. 我们每天都积攒是knowledge, heck, 知识 heck, 知 他多年来积攒了这什么？这比 election. I'm gonna say 收藏 yeah. Oh, it's P. Oh, hang on. That might be a. Oh no, it is P. Dang it, it is P. It's a mix between P and B. Right. So this is where I got the B right here. So B. Okay. All right. All right.
积攒、
Usually the translation's fine. Like the character themselves mean what they mean. Now it's more about knowing the reads.
困扰、
Kun is to be entrapped, and then Ra. To disturb. What does that work? That's a dismembered. No. Is it? Dismembered foreman? Yeah. Ra. As opposed to, what was it? The dominant one would be Yo or Yo. Right? Because there are two Yos and one Ra. Yeah. Disturb deals with the... Right. Because of the barn and the dismembered person. Okay. So trapped in disturbance to trouble. Interesting. I mean, to perplex. Trapped in disturbance to be perplexed. 这个问题困扰了我很久。
这个问题困扰了我很久。
小事不要困扰自己。
小事不要困扰自己。
他 oh no， 他被健康问题困扰着。
他被健康问题困扰着。
Interesting. Okay.
困扰，委屈，
委屈。Didn't we have a way? Oh no, we didn't have a way yesterday. What was yesterday's? Comb? Oh, try. Try was the... Try would be something in the same structure as the... where it's on top of something. Way is a committee, right? Chi? What the chi to bend? Bend the committee to feel wronged. Interesting. I can kind of see it. That others have bent their logic, yeah. To sway the... like sway a group to feel wronged. Okay. 委屈 might be a little bit rough. 你有委屈的话，可以跟我说。哦，你可以的话，哦 ，interesting 的话 ，OK。
你有委屈的话，可以跟我说。
Yeah，你有委屈的话啊。The speaking of that's, I almost feel like this needs to be connected to this too. That's right. 可以跟我说。You can talk to me. 可以。他觉得很委屈。被什么？被 wronged, misunderstood. 被什么？被误会了。被误会了。当然会觉得委屈。Fair enough.
被误会了，当然会觉得委屈。
Fair enough. Of course. 当然会觉得。Of course you would feel wronged, right?
委屈，残留，
残留 is incomplete. An is a really weak one. Liu, remain, it's fine. Liu is very strong. Tan, not as strong. And residue is it is gonna overlap. I have another residue. Ja. Was it? Oh no, yeah. Ja would be another character that deals with residue. Oh no, Ja. Incomplete is whack. It's whoops. It's the flail. Flail, like, what is that? 剑 钱 or no 剑 剑 right, and then this is 残 uh-oh, that can't be 剑, right? Oh no, it's is this sonorous? It's probably sonorous. It's sonorous. Dang it. Oh no, a small cup. Ah, oh no, that's 钱. Whoops, my bad, not 剑. 钱, 钱, and then 剑, 残. Yeah, man, that is so rough. Jian is really rough. And then, right, Jian, the double Jians, water for the splatter, and then the cheap. And then Jian, which would line up with this if I remember that. These two are out of control, and then this is the exception. So these three are the weakest. Somehow I remember Qian, but I forget Qian. Gosh. Okay. Alright. 残留. If you're incomplete stay, like stuff that is remaining, right, in given place, left over, yeah. 桌子上有食物的残留。
桌子上有食物的残留。
这个拼这个拼字有一点残留。
这个瓶子有一点残留。
手上有油的残留。
手上还有油的残留。
还有 oh crud， 还有 oh no， I forgot. That's right. I is the alternative read for still. Dang it. I forgot about high. We gotta keep that in mind.
残留。
Okay.
侦探。残留。困扰。
How do you trap and disturb someone? All I got is to worry. Oh, to trouble. Okay, yeah, to perplex.
委屈。积攒。
Okay.
翻翻。
翻 fun for turning over, then fun to try or turn. Oh, what is the other fun for try? I swear there's another fun. Hold up. Oh, yeah. Right? Is it this one? Oh no, that's Shang. I could have sworn that's try. Wait. Oh, is it? Oh no. I think they changed it. Oh, so they did change it. So fun is turn. I could have sworn this is try at some point, so they did change it. Oh yeah, here it is, try. Yeah, this character means turn in the sense of single try or occurrence, not in the sense. Okay, so they did update it. Because turn would be what I would think. Turn as in like someone's turn. Like it's your turn. Right? Ban. Ban as in Japanese ban. Ban means like it's your turn or like player one's turn. And then they originally had try, which was like there wasn't any word attached to it and all that. So I actually ended up adding both of these, but they updated it recently. So that's part of the curriculum update. Nice. So fun makes sense. Like the turn or doubling. It's interesting. Double turns. Yeah, it has double. 这个 number. What is that? 苏子? No, that's not 苏子. It's oh yeah, it is 树. Oh no, 树 not 苏. 树子翻了.
这个数字翻番了。
Profits. How do I profit? 利什么? Oh, 利瑞在一年内分。
利润在1年内翻番。
内 not nai. Alright, nai is Japanese. 内 利润 oh no, not 利润, which is profit, wet and profit. 人 not ray. Wrong location. Selling, oh no. Is that 树 or show? I'm gonna say 销售 Send help. 销售 heck yes with page. 销售额 oh my gosh, 今年翻 I don't know how works. I guess have. Have double? No. Yeah, is a counter? Is very weak. Like super weak. I believe is so this hasn't changed. Maybe it's like the head of the year. So it's like the beginning at the start of the year. Like on the top of the year, like Saki situation is Saki at the head of the year. Yes, and page in the forehead. Yeah, so like 今年, right? Is it's like at this year, right? This year, basically, like at the head of this year. I have no idea. it could be relating to like a like accumulation of the cells. I will have to think about that in the future. We'll kind of intuit it to some extent. We'll see if it occurs again.
翻翻，援助，
援助. Yuan would be assist and Zhu would be low assist. The double Yuan Zhu. Yuan is on the weaker side. Now, how do I know that is Zhu? Zhu is heavily recognizable because of Bang Zhu. Yuan, the right hand does not scream Yuan. It does not scream Yuan. What's most recognizable about Yuan? Probably the armpit, really. So that's not Yuan. Right, we got Huan. Huan. Do we have another Yuan? No, we have another Yuan. I think so. This one's tricky. You know, the closest we got is Huan and Nuan. Although they all do have the same final. So it can constitute as a group. Nuan for the sun. Unhurried is a little weird. We're talking about knitting in this case now. And then Yen. That's a weak one. Yen is probably the much weaker. Next to Zhu, though, I would probably pick up a vocabulary word like this just to make Yuan stronger by blending it with Zhu. Or Fu. Fu might work too. Yuan Fu. Fu Yuan. Oh, Fu Yuan is... Wait. Fu Yuan. Is Fu and Yuan the same thing? The same two characters in Fu Yuan for like a service, like a service worker, right? Or a waiter. I think that might... Hold up. Is there an easy way to look for this? Nah, we'll come across it if we do. Let's see. Oh no. 他愿right? 他愿意援助我。愿意 Yen is on the weaker side. If it wasn't for Yi, I wouldn't, and the rest of the characters, I wouldn't know this was Yuan. It could only be Yuan here because of the way it's structured. I guess Yen is right here. 我们希望 oh no. I'm not sure if 能 if this stays 能援助他. Okay, it does stay 能. 希望 丈夫站在 wow. 政府站在援助 disaster 灾民 victim 政府站在援助灾民。
援助，广泛，
广泛 spacious 泛 is that supposed to be non-specific? Oh goodness, I almost feel like non-specific is also wide. like oh man, non-specific. Yeah, wide-ranging. Fun is echoey. The definite, like using non-specific as the meaning. 这个问题 pulled attention. What is pulled attention? Oh no. All I can think about is he. Japanese he. 宫崎 maybe 比其广泛关注 Again, it's ying qi ying. Ah man, ying is weak. Dang it. I took the bow, like gong or gong related. Okay. 广泛关注。
这个问题引起广泛关注。
Now, that 关注 is tough for attention. Yeah, that one's tough. 小鸡 something light 轻 wait 小鸡 wait, is this supposed to be mobile? Oh. 被广泛适用 Oh no, maybe not. Achieve already? 已经 Yeah, 已经被 already. 已经 So cell phone already basically have achieved widespread use. Okay. I couldn't decide. So Jing is passed through. I couldn't decide this read between G and Yi. Why is that? Oh, because G is snake. Let me. Right, Yi is already. And we also have. Right, G. Okay. 他的兴趣很广泛。
他的兴趣很广泛。
广泛。店铺。
double shops. Make sense? 这家店铺很大。他开了一间新店铺。
他开了一间新店铺。
间还是间？店铺在 I keep thinking 街上。
店铺在街上。
街上。Oops.
店铺仪式。
仪is the right or just the way right? Oh, ceremony. like, and then the other one is technically ceremony too, but style is okay too. Right. Ceremony, right. And then the other one, justice. Which one was justice? I forgot how justice worked. Where is justice? This is justice. Or to discuss. Right, yeah, okay. Okay. And then 是 is ceremony as well. Although we're defining a style. Actually, do they have ceremony as a... They do not. Okay. 这是一个重要的仪式. Fair enough. That doesn't really explain anything about 仪式. But 结婚 no 婚什么? 婚礼是一种仪式.
婚礼是一种仪式。
是我们今天参加了仪式. Okay.
我们今天参加了仪式。
仪式。翻翻。援助。店铺。
Whoops. Oh, wrong tone.
广泛。仪式。
哎，
稀少。
什么稀啊? Oh, sparse. Oh no. It does look like 稀 though. The right is 稀 for wish, actually, or hope. Or expectation. And then sparse in hopes. Okay. And then 稀少 sparse. 这里的树很稀少。山上的草木。草木 right? Yeah, 草木很稀少。
山上的草木很稀少。
沙漠的真物 or yeah 真物很稀少。
沙漠的植物很稀少。
Heckin 植 oh wrong location. I'm thinking of 真 from the right, but it's 植. Forgot it's a plant. Plants. I took the 真 from the right, but it's 植. This one's 植物. 这个地方的房子很稀少。Fair enough. 路边 or 路旁的树木很稀少。
路边的树木很稀少。
Again, 边 I got it mixed up between 旁 and 边. Oh no. Here's how to explain that. So we have 边, right? This is 边 for the border. However, you also have multiple ways to say border. So peng is the other one. And it doesn't use quite the same so the character peng is in bian. So it's right here. Peng is in bian. So I'm like, wait, on the side? Dang it. I got drafted by Peng. I had a 50-50. I'm like, oh no. Is it Bien or is it Peng? Honest mistake. The meaning is there. Translating and meanings are pretty reliable.
稀少
Reading sentences deal with comprehension. 稀少
泄密
泄密 oh 泄 to leak and then secret or discharge, that's fine too. 泄密 泄is weak though. What is that, the leaf thing to cover up the spill so people don't discharge? Yeah, 泄密. Okay. 他不小心泄密了。不要泄密公司的 information。资料。
不要泄密公司的资料。
资料 oh yeah 4 it's a 资料。料 4 not 2. I accidentally said 2. 料。他被什么？他被坏。这是坏。怀疑 ？No 怀疑。怀疑泄密。Right. 怀疑 is like to hurt and doubt, to harm and doubt a suspect. Wait. Am I getting this? Wait. Am I getting Huai? Oh no, it's cherish. Oh no. I'm thinking of Huai. Huai is bad. That's what I was thinking of. Like a suspect. I was thinking of Huai. Like Huai is why I was saying as suspect. Or someone bad. Someone did something bad, but this is a Huai for cherish, which I don't know how to work that in. And this is doubt, yi. I guess to hold on suspicion or something is a suspect. To suspect. To hold on to suspicion.
泄密
Again, still doesn't really affect the way what the sentence
眼
means.
在
Just trying to get the reads in here. Young I. Oh no. Yen guy. Oh my goodness, that's kind of hard to read. Anyway, guy is lid. So you're putting a lid on something. Yen. What the heck is yen? Oh, that's conceal, right? This reads like yen. This right side is yen. And then hand over, so you conceal. Actually, yen is. Oh no, wait. This isn't just yen. It's wei. Was it wei? No, it's an. Dang it. Wei also means I was thinking of ore and an. So an, there are multiples. So right, wo an, and there should be we wei. Or am I going crazy? This is done. I could have sworn Wei was something. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, Wu. I'm thinking of Wu. Right? What? What? Was it not Wu Bei? What am I thinking of? Is it us? I swear I was working on this. Hang on. Oh, wait. Oh, Wu? Oh no. It's 2. I'm thinking of Wu. Dang it. Ah, that's a... Wait. Am I really thinking? Yeah. Dang it. Wrong word. Okay, so that's on. Okay, to conceal. Right, the lightning bolt. The lightning in the bottle. Wei Chen. No, that's not Wei. 他智权 是权 成 no. I feel like it's 是 试图 试图掩盖掩盖错误。
他试图掩盖错误。
试图 try 试图 yep 这条这条是尾 oh no 尾 I'm gonna say 无法掩盖无法 okay 无法掩盖无法 is matter this matter oh 无法 no way to cover up okay 大雨掩盖了feet footprints what is that 足迹 okay
掩盖征服
how does 征 work? Oh, the expedition. Oh, and 服. Oh, yeah. Japanese helps with this one too. 征服 on an expedition and like apparel or clothing, but like cover up. To subjugate and conquer. 他想征服那座山 Oh, 座 is a counter. Interesting for 山 他努力征服where's that queen 因什么 difficulty 因难哦困难Ying doesn't have tree, it has big. This is Quinn. 困难。我想征服我的fear, scared, double scared. What is the first scared?控住 oh no 恐惧应该恐怖恐惧 G is so weak. Holy G. What was that? The whole turkey thing with the double keep an eye on the turkey if you're okay. 恐惧 Oh, I'm not sure if this is gonna be a different read, but we're just gonna go 这支球队想征服对手。
这支球队想征服对手。
Okay, 对手 not 小对手opponent. Okay, so that still says 支 wasn't sure.
征服，痴迷，
痴迷痴 idiot and me get lost. So you get lost in okay, to be obsessed, that's interesting. Lost in obsession. Okay, to be infatuated. Okay. Interesting. 痴迷他痴迷于圆于这个又什么又 game 又不是游戏与这个游戏 Okay, she is doing the actually I kind of want to right, it is what I think it is. And then yo is what I think it is too, right? Huh. 不是yo. Wait. 游戏 Is it 2? Yeah, 游戏 was 4. She. Not 游戏游戏 yeah. Okay. 他对 music. Dang it. 他对all I got is 音楽什么乐no 音乐很痴迷
他对音乐很痴迷。
音乐很多人痴迷手机 Fair enough. That's good. That's a good sentiment.
痴迷，
Okay.
稀少，掩盖， 征服
Ah, that's a misspelling. That was a typo.
泄密 痴迷
All right, 5 more.
连绵
Lian mian. Mian is to continuous, right? Mian, right? The cotton continuous silk, and then lian is continuous too, or one after another. Lian mian. Lian mian 的香茶香香爱很great, magnificent. What is that? 壮观香麦 Oh, wrong. What was my? Oh, veins. Oh, range. Okay. Chiang Mai. I got to mix it up with pi. Pi is faction. But yeah, that's blood vessel, and then pi is the other one. Oh, it's water. Okay. 连绵的分声 Yeah, 分声 or 分声 It's fight or dispute. Oh no, what is that? Last. Gonna say what's holding T? Oh, 持续了 I don't remember 续 at all. 纷争 Okay, yeah. 纷争了很久 续 Soldier Net. I don't. That character. I dropped this. You. I don't remember you. What? Okay, so we have 继续 Oh, 连续 actually works. 连续剧 How the... No, 熟 doesn't help me out. My doesn't help me out either. Okay, hang on. But we could start doing selling though. Let's see. She. Okay. X bathroom house. I have no idea where I'm going with that. It's okay. It's good enough. Okay. That is definitely a weak character. She. Chu is kind of weak. How do you get Charlie Brown? Oh, it is support. Look at our temples for the time being. So we have Dai. Sure. Pretty sure, yeah. Support as in hold. Okay. Instead of T, why do I think it, what is T? Why am I saying T? Oh, because I'm thinking of bring up. Okay. Word. Dispute. Oh no, continuous. This is continuous. Wait. Lasted? Who? Hang on. Continuous dispute. Lasted. Interesting.连绵的音 or yi. Uh-oh. It's Yuan Rang. How does Rang work? Rang 天空 the sky 天空很暗 dark. Yuan, how does Rang work here? There's cloud. Rang. Hey. Rang is like probably like notice or bestow. Okay. Yeah. Notice, offer, relinquish. Like lead to. Yeah. So like the clouds lead to a darkened sky. Why do I think it's Yi instead of Yin? Drop the N.
连绵，害羞，
害羞. So xiu is shy. Hai is arm. What? I didn't think Hai would be linked with xiu. There's another timid, right? What is that? Che. Che xiu. Hai, really? Hai xiu. Interesting. 看见 看见 stranger 会害羞 What the stranger 称是什么陌生人 Oh no, isn't this the weird more? Yeah, it's a weird mall. Again, 100 hills. 我第一次初めて我第一次演什么？演讲lecture 演讲speech 演讲时很害羞。OK， 他一害羞就不说话就不说话。Oh, okay. Interesting. That's how you get when? Oh no, 就 is what you get. Okay.
害羞，压抑，
压抑 pressure and curb. So if you apply pressure, curb. I don't know how I'm getting the curb properly. Regulate, right? Does it look like ye? Not particularly. I feel like I'm getting the box and the postage stamp with what is that? With Ying, then Yang. Okay, so doesn't stand alone. What looks like this, but also, why does this look familiar? Oh, is it the reverse? Something about that looks familiar. Oh, Ying. What about Ji? Oh, Ji. Oh, okay. Oh no, this one's kind of cursed. Yi is cursed. Okay. Yeah, Yi is pretty cursed. I don't know about this. Okay. Straight. Okay. Repress. This one might be cursed. 压抑自己的情emotions, right?
他压抑自己的情绪。
How does she work? Thoughts of emotion. Thoughts. 他努力压抑自己的anger. Why do I think it's 怒气 but怒 oh yeah it is 怒气。
他努力压抑自己的怒气。
Society 社 no 社 no 社会 or is it 社会有时会压抑个人。
社会有时会压抑个人。
压抑、
This one's tough.
纵容、
纵容. Zhong is loose. Ugh. To let loose. Oh no. Zhong. And then rong is to contain, right? Oh no. That is rough. Oh no. Ooh. Loose containment, yeah, to tolerate. Fair. I don't know how I got how Zhong worked. Oh, they redefined it. Because all I could think about is vertical. Oh, okay, so this got redefined. Interesting. Yeah, when I saw to let loose, I don't really know where that's coming from. Oh, and all these are new vocabulary words. I see. So, Zhong didn't have any. Or Zhong didn't have any vocabulary words. But the. Yeah, could have sworn this is vertical. Yeah, it's vertical. Originally. Okay, I got you. Fa Li. This is Li, right? Fa Li or Fa Yi. Fa Li 不纵容这种行为。
法律不纵容这种行为。
律 not Li 律 of course 法律公司不严该不 no 不应什么不应纵容违规
公司不应纵容违规
which is rules or I guess violations. Oh yeah, that's violations and rule put together. 违规 That's a shortened should. 不应 interesting. Yep. 老师不会纵容抄 right 抄 copy 抄什么 clothing 抄袭
老师不会纵容抄袭
纵容、报酬、
oh that compensation, although it's also revenge. No, it's not revenge. Why do I think 报酬 is revenge? Oh, it's a different character. Right? Am I crazy? Hold up. Wait. Bao. Oh no, I might be thinking of something else. Oh no, it is. Yeah, it's a different character. The first character is the same, but it's a Cho for animosity. I'm like, why does this? Yeah, different character. Bao Cho. This one is a reward, so we're reporting a reward, so compensation or reward. 他的工作报酬很高，我希望 得到我希望得到what is that 格里的报酬oh man 合理 not 格里合理得到 yeah 得到 like up to receiving 合理的报酬 fair up to a fair compensation 他帮助别人不 oh no 不久报酬不求not 久不求报酬requesting or asking okay
报酬
well, just so happens to be a homonym okay I'm like reward and revenge is kind of related though hence the related character
连年纵容害羞报酬压抑
all right wow these things take 2 hours we gotta dig deeper man all right fair enough it's good for today we'll probably start digging back into our character study soon enough got a long evening today been sleeping quite a lot okay all right folks that's a wrap for our HanziHero today covered our little like this thing is gonna be useful later down the road and then I have to start figuring out if any of the dictionary stuff overlap and I gotta look at the settings that's a wrap for HanziHero today we're gonna watch this later 谢谢 as always feel free to follow along or pick up HanziHero for yourself it's actively being updated right officially maybe quite infrequent I do look forward to seeing if more happens later down the road I'll keep you posted you're always welcome to pick up HanziHero go at your own pace right until next time 大家下次见感谢观看 thanks for watching see you guys on the next one bye bye